Hi, my name is Alex Murad, and this is my APUSH paper slides presentation on topic 2-3. For my topic, I had to assess the validity of this statement. Though on the surface it might appear different, the rapid urbanization of Gilded Age America, 1865 to 1900, represented not unfairness, but an equal rapid expansion of democratic ideals and social and economic opportunity for all. I also needed to include in my answer an analysis of the experience of immigrants of the second wave of immigration, 1850 to 1914. I decided to go against this statement and explain that the rapid urbanization of the Gilded Age of America, 1865 to 1900, represented unfairness and equal opportunity for people through monopoly takeover, discrimination, and corruption in government. My first point addressed monopoly takeover. Monopoly takeover is a very important aspect of the Gilded Age because it affected America politically, economically, and socially. Monopoly takeover is expressed through America in many different ways. One way is through horizontal and vertical integration, which is a common aspect of business and monopolies. This was integration used by either combining all aspects into one business or spreading the business throughout other smaller businesses. One saying that was really important in monopolies was survival of the fittest. This saying was used to justify their actions in taking over smaller businesses, saying the most powerful businesses will survive. One major aspect of monopoly takeover was railroad control, which is very important. The monopolies used railroads to control prices and also smaller businesses and people working within those businesses. Some major people who you will recognize in monopolies are Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Morgan. These three were all very important in the world of monopolies as they were very big business owners. Rockefeller especially is known for his Standard Oil Company, which was one of the largest companies during this time. Finally, competition is a very important point in monopoly takeover because it drives and controls all of monopolies. These two acts were proposed during the Gilded Age and could be used as counter-arguments against this point because they both help to ensure equality among businesses and to make sure that big businesses and railroads didn't gain enough control. My second point is discrimination. Discrimination could be between rich and poor, but also between Americans and immigrants because of the second wave of immigration at the time. One really important point of discrimination is the expanding wage gap between the rich and the poor. The poor and immigrants took in low-scale and low-pay factory jobs and therefore didn't earn as much money. And because of control within big businesses, the rich often made a lot more and became more richer, while the poor became more poorer. One important aspect of discrimination was the wage cut and poor working conditions within factories. It was very dangerous and also not worth it to work in factories because they did not pay workers enough. Another important aspect is nativism. Because of the second wave of immigration, there was a widespread sense of nativism within the country. Some counter-arguments against this could be expressed through labor unions. Some labor unions include the Knights of Labor and American Federation of Labor. Even though there is much discrimination, there are also called for labor unions which help to unite the people. However, these labor unions were not much help because the people's ideas could not be heard and they did not change much. My last point is corruption in government. Corruption in government is very important because if the government is corrupt, it affects all of its people. One important aspect of corruption in government were bribes. Many people in the government, no matter what position they were in, were accepting bribes from people outside to influence their ideas within the system. Another important aspect was the spoil system, where people would give jobs inside the government to either friends, relatives, or people who were bribed. Because of the spoil system, many people were let into the government and influenced the government's ideas, making it corrupt. Another important aspect of corruption in government was the high tariffs and gold standard. These were Republican ideals that helped the rich and did not help the poor. Many of the democratic ideals helped to create equality, however they were not heard. In conclusion, the rapid urbanization of Gilded Age America, 1865 to 1900, represented an unfairness and unequal opportunity for people through monopoly takeover, discrimination, and corruption in government. Thank you for listening to my presentation.